across the Darling Downs. This is Win News.
Tonight, just 2 new community cases in Queensland, but will lockdown lift tomorrow. The Premier fires up as the vaccine blame game intensifies. Plus, Downs wedding venues thrown back into COVID chaos. Good evening, welcome to Win News. I'm Lincoln Humphries. Also tonight, Toowoomba's Stevie Spark gets a week's notice for the biggest fight of his boxing career. Queensland recorded 2 locally acquired COVID cases on the second day of a 3-day lockdown in the southeastern Townsville, but the Premier's warning we're not out of the woods just yet. Testing records are being smashed, with long lines continuing outside Darling Downs flu clinics.
Lockdown Day 2. Residents in the state's north and southeast abiding by stay-at-home orders as health authorities work to stem the spread of 5 COVID clusters.
It's encouraging news for Queensland, the most encouraged I've been.
We are not seeing more wide-scale community cases.
4 new cases today, 2 in hotel quarantine, the others locally acquired. 1 a close contact of the Portuguese restaurant cluster who was already in quarantine. The other a woman who works at the check-in counter for Qatar Airways at Brisbane International Airport.
She has been to very limited places, but we're not out of the woods yet. We've still got another 24 hours to go to see what happens.
Close to 30,000 tests conducted in just 24 hours. In Townsville, a record 700 on Magnetic Island. 2 more drive-through clinics opening in Townsville today, and staff numbers doubled after locals waited 7 hours yesterday.
We are working faster than we've ever worked, actually. This morning, I'm advised the wait times are approximately 30 minutes.
The Health Minister also responding to alarming reports of people hurling abuse at nurses at testing and vaccine clinics across Queensland.
Can I ask the public to be respectful to our staff who are working tirelessly?
Health authorities are still racing to track down close contacts of COVID-positive cases at a growing list of exposure sites. A decision on whether the lockdown will be lifted or extended is expected tomorrow morning. An anxious wait for the entire state. Kira Jones, Win News.
The Queensland Government has launched a scathing attack on its federal counterparts over hotel quarantine and vaccine supply failures, blaming them for our state's latest COVID outbreak. But medical experts are demanding an end to the squabbling, saying it's hurting vaccine confidence.
Hostility at an all-time high, the state and federal blame game going nuclear. This time over the Morrison government letting an unvaccinated traveller come and go during the height of the pandemic.
The federal government makes the decision about whether people can come, but that cost is borne by Queensland taxpayers and the COVID risk is borne by Queenslanders.
A decision that sparked the current COVID crisis after that traveller passed the highly contagious Delta variant to a Brisbane hospital worker.
Our hotels were not built to contain it, and obviously you see that our hospitals are not built to contain it either.
Australians expect that these travellers should be vaccinated, and we should have confidence that they are vaccinated.
I think the Morrison government has failed Australia by not delivering national purpose-built quarantine facilities.
The Premier stopping short of taking responsibility for the failure to inoculate that clerical worker in a COVID hospital.
As you can see in other parts of the country, you've got nurses who are unvaccinated that are actually going about their business that have become positive.
The Chief Health Officer defending her comments yesterday about ignoring the PM's advice that anyone under 40 could ask their GP for AstraZeneca.
I'm a doctor. I've been involved in Australia's vaccination program now for 16 years. You can die from one of those rare, and they're rare, blood clots, and the younger you are, the more likely it is it will happen.
But our nation's leading medical experts are warning state and federal governments that a political tit-for-tat will only diminish public confidence in the vaccine rollout.
As health professionals, we need to be giving them really clear advice on what they should be doing.
To help deliver a well-managed vaccine rollout to provide certainty and consistency.
If anyone is concerned, go and talk to your GP because not only do they have the most current information from a target.
Bridget O'Brien, Win News.
Darling Downs wedding venues and vendors have been hit hard by COVID cancellations, with many loved-up couples booked in for destination weddings in our region this week. The small businesses which make up our sector are staying hopeful lockdowns won't be extended after 18 long months of uncertainty.
Queensland's wedding industry on its knees once again.
We know the wedding industry was one of the most affected and probably least talked about during the whole COVID crisis. And this is just another telling blow for them.
Venues across the state affected by lockdowns or the loss of out-of-town guests.
We have a couple of forward bookings where our guests are coming from Brisbane and southern states. One just last weekend, we lost quite a few people coming to that function.
Hitting an already struggling sector, with mostly small family-owned businesses constantly needing to adapt to restrictions.
There's a lot of conflicting messages or regulations and so on. Sometimes you'll get a directive and you try to find that directive to get some clear guidelines on it, and it's pretty muddy.
Vendors across the state telling Win News they've been bombarded with calls and cancellations, and they're anxiously waiting to see if weddings will be possible this weekend.
If we can actually check out who they are, if you need a cake for a birthday party, or you need a cake for a wedding anniversary, or you need to just have a small local event, just think about looking in your own backyard first.
But they say if they've learned anything from the past 18 months, it's how to adapt, looking to rebook where they can and repurpose venues for smaller events.
I think it's only going to get worse as this goes on, but hopefully we can stick with it.
Georgie Hewson, Win News.
It's not just businesses reeling because of this school holiday lockdown. Thousands of kids are questioning why their holiday plans are on hold. While it may be a tough conversation for parents to have, psychologists say it's a necessary one.
Adjusting to the new look school holidays.
You're going to go camping outside in the backyard?
The Price family had plans to travel these school holidays, but like so many, they were forced to stay put.
The kids are a little bit disappointed about that, but look, hopefully we can get there next weekend.
With lockdown forcing thousands of families indoors, mental health experts are calling on parents to explain the current COVID situation to their children to avoid frustration.
Being honest is really important, and making sure you're using that positive talk around it and talking about the benefits of it as well as the risks.
New research from the University of Southern Queensland confirming the considerable mental health difficulties experienced by young Australians during the initial phases of COVID-19.
While we're specifically focused on the pandemic and supporting young people through this experience, it also has the potential to guide us in the best ways to support young people through future large-scale events like this.
Highlighting the need for targeted mental health support as we continue to move through uncharted territory.
The ultimate goal of this type of research is to understand the ways that young people and their families have been most impacted and the ways that they're really needing support, so that we can then help direct resources and strategies towards those areas.
Charlie Daly-Watkins, Win News.
The federal government has now implemented 11 of the 15 recommendations from the Royal Commission into the Black Summer bushfires, cutting red tape for state governments to access disaster recovery packages faster. It's opened a new organisation called Australian Climate Services, which will bring together data and expertise from a range of agencies to help anticipate natural disasters and focus investment on reducing those risks. The Commonwealth has also committed $600 million towards a Preparing Australia program aimed at reducing the impacts of natural disasters and increasing resilience for the community. $30 million will help secure an additional large air tanker to boost our national aerial firefighting capability. People with an unregistered firearm will be able to surrender it to police without penalty from today under a new permanent national firearms amnesty. Crime Stoppers partnering with the federal government to deliver the amnesty to keep Australians safe, making sure guns don't fall into the hands of criminals. Those who surrender their firearms will be able to do so anonymously for registration, sale or destruction at a police station. 57,000 firearms were handed in nationwide during the last 3-month amnesty back in 2017. For information on how to surrender your firearm, visit the Crime Stoppers website. Coming up next on Win News Darling Downs, a mobile cardiac unit gets to the heart of our community, and a birthday bash for a wombat with some attitude.
It's the one thing they fear the most. Now they'll dive in.
Ninjas will need to get in the water.
Australia, hold your breath. A grand finale week like you've never seen before. Then a blockbuster night of record breakers. Grand finale week begins Sunday at 7.
We created Domino's new super premium range by thinking inside the box. No advertising gimmicks, no celebrities, just next level pizza. From just $15 delivered. Domino's, bring it in.
The Good Guys Big Deal Days are on now. Get $107 off this chic fridge. This Dyson vacuum only $449. 10% off Apple Mac computers. Plus this Vivo phone only $1099. Big Deal Days only at The Good Guys.
Introducing Scratch Solution, the amazing new way to improve scuffs, scratches and other paint imperfections instantly. Simply apply Scratch Solution to the applicator, turn it on and go over the scratch. In just seconds, the scratches reduce right before your eyes. Scratch Solution works on any colour and most paints and vehicles. Plus, it brings back the shine on lustreless paintwork and transforms weathered headlights from dim to shiny. Buy online from Global Shop Direct. Also available at these leading retailers.
Hi, the fantabulous Australian Psychic Expo is back.
Fantabulous! Some of Australia's top psychics are back at Rumours International in Toowoomba, July 1 to July 19. Fantabulous!
See you at the Expo!
When you choose a bed from AH Beard, rest easy knowing it's made for you. We're an Australian company, family owned for 5 generations, creating some of the best mattresses in the world. Combining traditional handmade craftsmanship with technological innovation, shaping a bed so comfortable and supportive you'll feel our care deep down every time you sleep. Handcrafted in Australia by AH Beard. Available at Harvey Norman.
You're watching Channel 9 across regional Australia on the Win Network.
Rural and remote Queenslanders will now have access to life-saving cardiac services with Heart of Australia's new truck hitting the road to communities between Mackay and Cooktown. It's the 4th in the fleet, with others visiting locations such as Gundawindi, Biloela, Charters Towers and Emerald.
And if you bring a specialist service to the bush, it makes it much easier, they're much more comfortable and they're much more likely to present and do the tests that they need to have.
On board, patients will receive ECGs, blood pressure tests, Holter monitors and sleep studies.
Many of them get tested for the first time. In many cases, it's almost too late. And we pick something up that would have been picked up in the city many, many years earlier. But luckily, we can do the right tests and we can bring them for surgery or pacemaker inserts if necessary.
For the truck's full schedule, you can visit the Heart of Australia website. The lockdown couldn't have come at a worse time for our theme parks, zoos and aquariums, many forced to close during what are usually busy winter school holidays. They're bracing for losses in the tens of thousands of dollars over the 3 days.
11:30 in the morning in the middle of school holidays. Sea Life Sunshine Coast should be packed with excited tourists ready to admire some playful animals. But today, the aquarium is empty.
You often see the seals who are used to seeing people here looking around as in, like, where is everybody?
The animals at Townsville's Billabong Sanctuary also missing their usual visitors.
We came in this morning after a day's closure and the koalas are all running around and pacing, which is really unusual for them. So, the animals can sense that there's something wrong.
1,200 kilometres down the Bruce Highway, equally eerie scenes at Aussie World. Rides that should be operating non-stop, standing still.
Really frustrating. We're just gearing up for one of the best times of the year here on the sunny coast. And historically, we'd be averaging that sort of 1,300 to 1,500 mark, which is really good for us.
Hoping to boost the number of guests these school holidays after launching the SX 360 pendulum swing,
which we were sort of really excited to launch after all these years, and we thought it was the right time to launch it.
Today is the second day in a row health authorities haven't been overly concerned by the locally acquired COVID cases, leaving staff at our attractions hopeful the lockdown won't be extended and they can open their gates first thing Saturday morning.
Without the customers, we're looking at probably, we've lost about $40,000.
The biggest part that I would have to say is building the consumer confidence again, because that's the thing that's going to really hurt us, I think, also long term.
Emily Steinhardt, WIN News.
An adorable southern hairy-nosed wombat has celebrated a special milestone today. Kiwi enjoying one of his favourite dishes, some fresh grass, to mark his 11th birthday. He's one of 6 southern hairy-nosed wombats at Rockhampton Zoo's Wombat Research Centre. Kiwi could live up to 15 years in the wild, but even longer in captivity. Happy birthday, young fella. Time for your sports news now with Melissa Russell, and great news, Kurt Capewell has signed with the Broncos.
He has linked. The former Toowoomba and Charleville local will move back to Queensland. Plus the opportunity of your lifetime for champion boxer Stevie Spark.
Tonight, I'll be eating 5 Neapolitan pizzas to share and a hot potato gnocchi.
Hot potato!
Hot potato?
Thank you. God help me.
Right now, Queensland is the place to be. Our strong health response to COVID-19 means our economic recovery is well underway. We're creating jobs in growth industries like tourism and agriculture, investing in advanced manufacturing, developing the resources of the future, and attracting more business to Queensland. So whether you're still getting back on your feet or you're looking for the next big opportunity, find out how our COVID-19 economic recovery plan can help you. Authorised by the Queensland Government, Brisbane.
Every day, add a touch of silver. Where at any time, with everything, it's your new go-to. Discover everyday elegance today at Michael Hill.
That first day. Or first job. Your first lesson.
That's okay.
Then, first taste of freedom. Or just the first day of the rest of your life. For all your firsts, there's an Australian first. A 10-year warranty with 10 years cap price servicing. Mitsubishi 1010. Built and backed for the time of your life.
At Smart Kits Australia, we're your trusted online supplier of prefabricated home improvement kits for people to DIY their very own outdoor lifestyles. Specifically tailored for your home. Your Smart Kit arrives with everything you need. Decks, patios, flyover roofs, carports and insulated roofing. All prefabricated, fully engineered and delivered anywhere in Australia. End of financial year sale on now. Save thousands on your 100% Australian-made Smart Kit. Build your own outdoor lifestyle with Smart Kits Australia.
This report brought to you by Harvey Norman. Everything you need in electrical, technology, furniture and bedding. Shop in store and online today.
Former Charleville and Toowoomba local Kurt Capewell has quelled questions about where he'll play next year. After 6 years out of the Sunshine State, the Queensland utility is coming home.
Kurt Capewell will call Queensland home once again. The Maroons centre and Panthers back rower inking a 3-year deal with his junior club, the Brisbane Broncos, for 2022.
We've seen what he can produce in Origin, down at the Panthers, and he's doing wonderful things there. So his versatility in the team is just going to be huge for our squad, and he's going to bring a lot of impact both in attack and defence.
In other good news for Queenslanders, the Reds are through to the Super W Grand Final on Saturday after beating the Presidents 15, 54 points to 7 to book a blockbuster clash with the Waratahs.
Well, will she get the arm free? She does to Bass. Emily Bass, she'll score.
And on the other side of the border, Blues halfback Nathan Cleary has been ruled out of Origin Game 3 with a shoulder injury. That will see him on the sidelines for 4 to 6 weeks.
As much as it is a bit of pill to swallow to not be out there, I'm very glad that I got to participate in those first 2 games and wrap up the series up at Suncorp.
While the North Queensland Cowboys have been granted permission to resume training after squad members and staff tested negative to COVID-19.
We will charter a flight down into Newcastle on Saturday. We have received the relevant exemptions from the New South Wales Government to attend that charter flight.
Ted Roker, Win News.
Toowoomba's champion Stephen Spark has stepped up to fill the place of Michael Zarafa. With a week's notice, Spark, the #1 welterweight in the country, will fight the #1 super welterweight, Tim Tszyu.
Well, it's the Cinderella story Stevie Spark has been dreaming about since he was a kid. Thrust into the biggest fight of his life with Tim Tszyu.
As people have been saying, I'm the Cinderella man. This is Rocky. This is everything I've ever dreamed about. So, you know, you got to take these opportunities, and I'm going. But look, I'm going down there to win.
The Viking taking the fight with Australia's best boxer with just a week's notice, unafraid for his date with destiny.
He goes in there to take his soul, and I go in there as a warrior, as a Viking warrior, and we're both going to go in there to do damage, and that's what makes this exciting. It's all respect before, but it's war when we get in that ring.
He's not supposed to win this fight. However, we're going to go down there and completely upset the apple.
Spark's record stands at 12-1 with 11 knockouts. Tszyu is 18-0 with 14 knockouts, making for an explosive contest.
Tim can punch hard. He knows I can punch hard. So, and in the sport of boxing, geez, wild things have happened in this game, and you know, underdogs. Everyone loves an underdog story.
After Spark's last fight with Jack Brubaker, he captured the country's heart and was dubbed the nicest man in Australian boxing. But let's find out what the kids in his boxing class think.
Oh, Stevie's the best. He has gotten me to where I am today, and I just am really thankful for that.
He's just really nice and does a lot of work for us.
The #1 welterweight in the country came through the exact same way as these kids, but his role model and trainer was the late great Braden Smith.
I think it's inspiring to these kids to be able to see that and know that, you know, where the possibilities of, you know, hard work can get you. And I think I'm living proof of that, and I've turned things around and got myself into a good position in the gym and in life.
Everyone's the same in here. The kids, the fighters, everyone. There's no big heads, there's no, you know, and it's all humble, and I think it keeps them all humble, and it makes me very proud that they all help each other.
Once upon a time, Spark was watching his idols take off for title fights. Now he's off to Newcastle to prepare for his own. Ted Roker, Win News.
Clubs have praised the QRL's hierarchy for going ahead with the Queensland Cup this weekend, despite COVID concerns across the state. Matches may still be called off if lockdowns extend beyond Friday, but teams are preparing as best they can for Saturday and Sunday games.
When parts of the state went into lockdown, Q Cup clubs feared footy would be called off this weekend, but the competition's carrying on with all away teams making plans to travel.
Obviously a bit of a snap lockdown. We're very lucky up here to continue on, so at the moment we're preparing as normal to play Wynnum on Saturday Arvo.
I'll applaud the QRL for not rushing into a decision and just letting the dust settle a bit. Been really good with their information and updates. You know, we've received an email basically every day.
Former Brisbane Bronco Josh Hoffman hasn't played for the Blackhawks since Anzac Day after suffering a shoulder injury. He's glad his comeback game against Norths is going ahead.
Hoping they didn't call the game off, because then, you know, all that running and everything, I did all that conditioning and all that stuff, because it'll be all for nothing.
Some sides snuck in a training session on Monday afternoon and won't hit the field again until tomorrow night.
Basically, our captain's run and main preview, if you like, of Norths will all be done when the lockdown finishes.
It's been business as usual for the Central Queensland Capras preparing to play Redcliffe.
Yeah, it's an advantage to us. It's an opportunity for us to get a couple sessions more than them and get a little bit more cohesion and build some confidence going into the weekend.
It's hoped crowd numbers in round 12 aren't diminished due to recent COVID concerns. Nathan Ferguson, Win News.
And Link, that is our Thursday night in sport.
Wonderful stuff, Mel. Thank you very much, and best of luck to Stevie Spark. 1 week to prepare. Chris Polzot hasn't had that long to prepare for. The weather details next. That cloud cover sticking around.
Yes, Lincoln, very grey skies on this winter's day, and we can expect to see those showers developing heading into the weekend. Toowoomba could pick up 20 millimetres on Saturday. I'll have the full forecast after the break.
It's the one thing they fear the most. Now they'll dive in.
Ninjas will need to get in the water.
Australia, hold your breath. A grand finale week like you've never seen before. Then, a blockbuster night of record breakers. Grand finale week begins Sunday at 7.
Introducing Dermasuction, the quick way to suck the yuck out of your pores. It uses a gentle vacuum action to remove blackheads and dirt from the pores on your face without squeezing. Buy online from Global Shop Direct, also available at these leading retailers.
You'll turn all kinds of heads in the Yaris Cross. Small now has it all. Oh, what a feeling. Toyota.
Fixing your car or 4x4? Online Auto Parts is warehouses in Queensland and Victoria that can keep you on the road for less. With over 1 million happy customers, we've delivered mountains of quality suspension, braking, steering and more, all covered by our Match Fit 100% fitment guarantee. So when you need car or 4x4 parts delivered fast at seriously low prices, go straight to onlineautoparts.com.au and get the right fit at the right price fast.
Nearly gave you a heart attack. Thought I told you to watch your back. Never know what to expect down here. That's the only solid fact. Guess I'd rather be on vacation. Guess I haven't got the education. I don't really have an explanation. 'Cause you're chasing a hurricane, taking a name in vain. My God, it's such a shame.
At Harvey Norman, the latest range of Samsung French door fridges out now. The new Samsung 7000 series French door fridge with a flat door design keeps everyone topped up with a quick access beverage centre. Organise like a pro with the new heart of your home, the Samsung Family Hub Smart Fridge with flex zones and all-in-one beverage centre. Or for larger families, get the impressive 810-litre Samsung Family Hub French door fridge. See more of the latest Samsung range now at Harvey Norman.
This report brought to you by Harvey Norman. Everything you need in electrical, technology, furniture and bedding. Shop in store and online today.
Welcome back. It was a very warm night for the region, but that wasn't the case last month. The Bureau of Meteorology's climate summary for June has revealed that Applethorpe has taken the record for the coldest June night, and Stanthorpe recorded the coldest nights on average across the whole state. Now, our weather photo tonight is from Ross. Ross snapped a brilliant sunset, vibrant pink clouds sitting high in the sky there, Ross. Thank you very much. If you've taken a weather photo and you'd like to see it on the screen, do send it in. The address is weather@winqld.com.au. Let's check some details from today. A cloudy day, a bit of drizzle, still a chance of a thunderstorm this evening too. Now, Miles managed to see 2 millimetres into the rain gauge from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Some strong winds gusting to 43 kilometres per hour around 10 o'clock this morning in Oakey, and a chilly day for Toowoomba. It only felt as warm as 13 degrees, although the mercury did show a top of 16. Further south, Texas, a low of 7 degrees this morning, about 3 degrees warmer than the monthly average. For Warwick, 20 was the max, 19 there for Goondiwindi. Now on the charts, a high to the south extends a weakening ridge over the east coast, and a surface trough over the central and southern interior of the state will move gradually eastward in the coming days. An upper trough to the west is expected to shift east, amplifying over southeastern districts from tomorrow before clearing off the coast on Monday. Let's look at the forecast now for the Darling Downs and the Granite Belt. Cloudy with a high chance of rain, chance of a storm as well. For Kingaroy, 19 degrees. 20 will be the top for Dalby. Over at Gatton, 13 to 20 will be the stretch. At Warwick, 18 degrees, 16 there for Stanthorpe. For Toowoomba tomorrow, there will be some showers and 17 degrees. Let's have a look at our days ahead. Saturday, we do have some rain. Sunday, looking to have a possible shower. And then on Monday, mostly sunny. That's all for weather tonight. Be well and be safe. And Link, back to you.
Thank you, Chris. Have a great evening, and thank you for your company. Hope you're having a good one. We'll see you tomorrow night at 5:30. Good night.
This has been a Win News presentation. Win News, Regional Australia's #1 news source.